This jet looks like it shouldn't even fly. Sharp edges, flat panels, no smooth curves. And yet, it was one of the most dangerous aircraft ever built. Because the F-117 Nighthawk didn't need speed, it didn't need dogfighting, and it didn't need to be seen. In fact, that was the entire point. You weren't supposed to see it, because by the time you knew it was there, it was already too late. The F-117 was the world's first operational stealth aircraft, and when it entered combat, it changed warfare forever, because for the first time, an aircraft could fly directly into heavily defended airspace, avoid radar, and strike targets with precision, without being detected. But here's what makes it even more unbelievable. The F-117 doesn't look like a normal aircraft, because it wasn't designed like one. It was designed around a single idea: radar invisibility. Every angle, every surface, every edge was shaped to scatter radar signals away instead of reflecting them back, which meant enemy radar systems struggled to even detect it. And if they couldn't detect it, they couldn't target it. But that came at a cost, because aerodynamically, the F-117 is unstable. It doesn't naturally want to fly straight. It actually needs constant computer corrections just to stay in the air. Without those systems, it would be almost impossible to control. And this is where things get even more interesting. Because while the F-117 looks futuristic, it relies heavily on computers to function. It was one of the first aircraft where software was just as important as hardware, constantly adjusting, correcting, keeping the aircraft stable, all in real time. But stealth alone isn't enough, because the F-117 wasn't just meant to avoid detection, it was meant to strike. And when it did, it hit with precision. Using laser-guided bombs, it could destroy high-value targets with incredible accuracy. Command centers, radar installations, critical infrastructure, and it did this without warning, because traditional aircraft can be detected, tracked, intercepted. But the F-117, it could slip through defenses, undetected, and hit before anyone knew what was happening. And that's exactly what it did during Operation Desert Storm. The F-117 flew some of the most dangerous missions of the war, deep into heavily defended areas, where enemy air defenses were strongest. And yet, it succeeded, over and over again, striking critical targets without being intercepted. But here's something most people don't realize. The F-117 wasn't invincible. In 1999, one was actually shot down, which shocked the world, because it proved that even stealth aircraft aren't completely invisible. Given the right conditions and the right tactics, they can still be detected. And that raises a bigger question. If stealth isn't perfect, how effective is it really? Because while the F-117 isn't truly invisible, it doesn't need to be. It just needs to delay detection long enough to complete the mission. And that's exactly what it was designed to do. It doesn't win by being faster. It doesn't win by fighting. It wins by not being seen. By the time defenses react, it's already gone. And the target is already destroyed. And that's what makes the F-117 so unique. It doesn't dominate through power. It dominates through invisibility. Because in modern warfare, the aircraft that strikes first usually wins. And the F-117 was built to strike first. Every time. If you enjoy content like this and want to see more deep dives into the world's most powerful aircraft, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because there's a lot more to uncover.